the Nostradamus of the Balkans, Baba Vanga's blind prophecies and the chilling Cold War secret. Baba Vanga, the blind mystic of the Balkans, was the most terrifying seer of the 20th century. From arrogant warmongers to superpower leaders with their fingers on the nuclear button, they all came secretly to her humble cabin, queuing like devotees to receive an oracle. Today, we look at how she accurately predicted the end of WWII, the death of Stalin, and the 9/11 attacks. And finally, we reveal a bone-chilling Cold War secret hidden behind her divine aura. Memories and Sugar, the oracle who rattled Hitler. In 1923, a freak tornado in Bulgaria swept away an ordinary farm girl. Her eyes were filled with sand, plunging her into eternal darkness. But from that darkness, she began to see images invisible to the ordinary eye. Unlike other psychics who use crystal balls or natal charts, Vanga's medium was unique, ordinary sugar cubes. Visitors were required to place several sugar cubes under their pillows for a few days before their meeting. When Vanga touched them, she claimed their crystalline structure acted like miniature magnetic tapes, recording the visitor's lifelong biomagnetic field. During WWII, as Eastern Europe became a meat grinder, desperate mothers and wives flocked to Vanga. She didn't just pinpoint where fallen soldiers were buried, she could even mimic their voices and habits. Her fame spread like wildfire, eventually drawing a demon who should never have been there. In 1942, folklore suggests that Adolf Hitler secretly visited Vanga's cabin. Though she was blind, the moment Hitler stepped into the room, she said coldly, "Stay away from Russia, you will lose this war." Hitler was furious, dismissing it as the rambling of a fraud. Vanga didn't argue. She simply pointed out the window and said, "To prove my power, send your guards to the house at the end of the village. A mare is giving birth there right now. Go see if the foal has a white spot on its forehead." Minutes later, the guards returned trembling, confirming every detail. Historical lore claims that when Hitler left the cabin that day, his face was deathly pale and his expression filled with panic. 3 years later, the Nazi Empire crumbled under the fire of the Red Army. A wager with death, the dictator's demise. Predicting the fate of commoners is a miracle, but predicting the death of a dictator is a dangerous crime. In 1952, at the height of Cold War tensions, Vanga fell into a panic during a trance. She shouted, "The man with the mustache will leave within 6 months. The gates are closing." The prophecy reached the ears of the Soviet KGB. They accused her of spreading subversive political rumors and threw the blind old woman into prison for spreading panic. Vanga remained silent in her freezing cell, waiting for the judgment of time. Just months later, on March 5, 1953, Joseph Stalin, the supreme leader who had ruled the Soviet Union for nearly 30 years, died suddenly of a brain hemorrhage. The Eastern Bloc was shaken to its core. In a state of shock and fear, Bulgarian authorities immediately released Vanga without charges. This event elevated her from a folk mystic to a state-level prophet. Global shocks, Kursk and 9/11. By the latter half of the 20th century, Vanga's vision transcended borders. The Kursk disaster in 1980, Vanga said, "At the turn of the century, Kursk will be covered with water and the whole world will weep for it." People mocked her. Kursk was an inland city. It wasn't until August 2000, when the nuclear submarine Kursk exploded in the Barents Sea, that the world understood her tears. 9/11, in 1989, she issued a horrifying warning. "Horror! The American brothers will fall after being attacked by the steel birds and innocent blood will gush." On September 11, 2001, 2 planes struck the World Trade Center. The tsunami. She predicted a huge wave in 2004 that would cover a coast full of people and towns. Years later, the Indian Ocean tsunami became one of the deadliest natural disasters in history, Vamfim and the alien Wi-Fi. In her twilight years, Vanga's prophecies shifted toward mind-bending cosmology. She settled in the Rupite Mountains because she claimed it was a vortex of cosmic energy. She told those closest to her that her information wasn't seen, but rather pushed into her mind by a voice. She claimed these messages came from a high-dimensional civilization on a planet called Vamfim. She described them as transparent and glowing, beings who warned that humanity would eventually move its civilization underwater. The chilling reality and intelligence ATM. While Vanga may seem like a goddess, we must pull back the curtain on a more grounded, chilling reality. The fraud of lists. Over 80% of the future prediction lists circulating online today, like humans flying to Venus in 2028, were forged by Russian tabloid literature after her death. Vanga was illiterate and never wrote a single word. The state instrument Baba Vanga was the only prophet in history to be nationalized. From the 1960s, the Bulgarian government put her on the state payroll as a civil servant, complete with security guards, a driver, and a secretary. Former KGB agents later revealed a stunning secret. Vanga's cabin was, actually, the largest intelligence gathering station in the Balkans. While politicians and generals waited in line outside, they inevitably talked. The cabin was riddled with state-of-the-art bugs planted by Bulgarian and Soviet intelligence. The agencies would collect these secrets, analyze them, and then hint them to Vanga through special channels. Vanga would then prophesy them back in her ethereal voice. It was a masterclass in psychological control. Under the Iron Curtain, the blind seer became the perfect intelligence ATM for the state machine.